They say future belongs to those who believe in trying new things. But then what are those new things is also important for you to know. So today with Josley, we're gonna see what are the amazing new things coming in the market and how testers can get benefit from them. Hi Josley, how are you?
Hi Sachin, I'm doing good.
So I quickly want to start this discussion with the theme that we have four. So
Mhm.
what according to you are four things those I mean from your perspective that testers should focus in this era of amazing changes that we are seeing?
Interesting question. Yeah, I think the era of technology is ever evolving. We have witnessed some things like blockchain, metaverse, and now AI, Gen AI coming into space. My four things to stay focused. One is L, which is learning, to be focusing on continuous learning. So you could do that using webinars. You could do that using listening to podcasts like this, reading books, etc. The second thing I would say is experimenting. Whatever you learn, it's important to experiment. It's important to do a hands-on so that you get the most use and you remember what you have learned, right?
Mm.
So once you are done learning and experimenting, the third thing I believe is advocating about it, right? Telling the world about what you have learned. So that indirectly helps you create your personal brand. That indirectly lets the community learn with you. And I always believe sharing is caring. So learning and sharing is very important. The last and the fourth point is networking, right? So when you're going with technology, you need to network and follow the right people. You should have the right mentors, like-minded community who is focused on that technology. So doing these four things, this is learning. The second one is experimenting. The third is advocacy. And the fourth, networking. I think you're in good shape to rock it and have a successful career ahead. So yeah, these are my four things I have.
How intelligent way of articulating this. Does this is it an abbreviation lean LEAN that you are trying to
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
So
That's lean. It's not something which I have looked at somewhere, but it's just something I
it's so
came up with.
so intelligently how you have. I mean, everybody want to do minimum things for maximum output. That's what lean is. And now having
Yes.
definition of lean like this, I mean nothing like that. So great. Uh, so I have seen, Josley, you have been promoting and you have been talking more about the low code, no code tool. So how you believe that these tools are going to help testers in long run?
So yes, low code is a technology which is started long back, and today we have apps already on low code platform,
Hmm.
right? So if development is in low code, no code, why not test it, right? So I think there is a huge and tremendous adoption of low code, no code tools when it even comes to being as a tester. One advantage and why I believe no code can change the lives of testers is specifically number one is accelerating the testing process or accelerating the automation. So it's going to accelerate your test automation really fast, give you quick feedback. And today, if you know, it's the world of CI/CD, right? Continuous integration and continuous deployment. So with all of the CI/CD that we have in place, we definitely need to have CT as well, which is continuous testing. And that's where some of these, tools of low-code tools kind of help you get to that stage. The second point I would like to tell is more towards collaboration. When
Hmm.
you look at low-code platforms, it's about collaborating because it gives the generic users or business users access to collaborate. So whether you're a developer, whether you're a tester, whether you're a business analyst, all of you can come together, understand and strategize your test. And this is very useful when it comes that together you're working for quality, right?
Right.
The third thing I would say definitely is, low-code platforms give you a lot of focus, right? Because they give you focus to specifically do complex testing, right?
Hmm.
So let low-code, no-code platforms do certain regressions, do certain repetitive tasks, and it gives you more time to do things that really matter, which require critical thinking. So I
Hmm.
say, yes, it kind of facilitates and gives you more focus time to do
Yeah.
things that matter. And also, it gives you also an opportunity to focus on things like exploration or, uh, uh, you know, finalizing your test strategy, which kind of we as testers, directly jump into automation, or we directly jump into building something. So it gives you more time to focus on that rather than thinking about, okay, how should my framework look like? How should I build it? And the
Yeah.
last and the fourth point I think is very important is the confidence for a regular tester, right? Who does not know technical knowledge. So confidence is one thing which he gives, right? It's like giving testers an arsenal or a tool so that they don't feel like neglected. They can also contribute to automation. They can also contribute to speedy testing in their projects. So I think, yes, acceleration, definitely, collaboration, focus, and the last or the fourth point you can say is the confidence is my four giveaways here.
Perfect, perfect. I mean, the speed and focus people are talking, but the last point I really like that, because the sense of attachment for everybody to do automation is the precious thing that anybody can achieve in their team. So I believe these tools are playing good role. I've tried, and yeah, people should try in their team as well. So thank you for this insight. Justly, one another thing which is very interesting, I have seen in your talk, in your blog, and now in LinkedIn post also, you are learning and you are spreading about Gen AI in testing fraternity. I've never seen anybody talking so much practically about Gen AI in testing stages. So we want to know from you how
Right.
AI can become a friend and what are the steps that people can follow for that.
So wonderful question. I don't know if we can, there's a lot of debate whether it can be a friend or a foe.
Yeah.
But definitely, it's about embracing what is there today out there, right?
Hmm.
So it's a tool. It's for us. It's like a technology. It's for us to use, right?
Right.
Now, to get the benefits out of it, you really need to understand what are the limitations of Gen AI, right?
Hmm.
And when you look at Gen AI, right, it's not magic, right? It has not reached a stage where we can say it knows everything or it is flawless. It does not hallucinate. So there are a lot of limitations that we need to understand. Now, one important thing when you're, working with Gen AI, you need to be very cautious, right? Uh, are you an expert to validate its output, right? Because
Hmm.
it is going to hallucinate. It's going to give you different answers. So if you're not an expert into the field
Hmm.
or whatever you're asking, or you're not willing to take any sort of responsibility for the missed accuracies, then I would say it's really, really risky,
Right.
right, to use Gen AI. So you need to know and you need to evaluate what the output is.
Hmm.
Now, the other thing is, don't waste your time tricking up a model because we all know it's not foolproof, right? So
Yeah.
don't waste your energy there, right? Because if you put garbage in, as I say, garbage in, garbage out. So if you give a prompt which is useless, you're anyways going to get a useless answer,
Right.
right? So see how Gen AI fits your context. This is very important when it comes to using Gen AI, right? Now the fact that these models have come in, they are really, really very creative, right?
Yeah.
So it is okay for them to hallucinate. It's okay for them to, give some creative sort of text generation or, output. Now, if you're looking for something where it's A equal to B, then obviously we have databases already there in picture, right? So go
Hmm.
ahead and query and get your output, right? Because
Right.
the fact of Gen AI is that they are creative. They're going to give you different ideas, different perspectives, right?
Mhm.
Now, when you equate it to testing, there are various use cases that they have. Now, that should fit your context. So whenever you're using Gen AI, one thing you need to know is this particular activity productive for you,
Hmm.
right? And if it is solving you some purpose, then go for it, right? Like test data generation can be a useful use case. Writing code could be a useful use case, right?
Right.
Now it's not just all about how you can fit into testing because testing requires a lot of other skills as well, right? Be it communication and things like that, right? Now Gen AI is useful there, right? So look
Right.
for use cases which are very useful, and that's how you can make it as your friend and probably a assistant which can help you get productive. So be wise there, embrace it, and you know, see where it fits your context and how it is good for you. And I'm sure with the ever evolving models, right, things will start to get better. You need to know what you are consuming, right? And you need to be aware of risks that it can take. So don't do anything blindly. Use it
Yeah.
as a reference. Don't use it as a Bible or a template that, okay, this is what it is. So yeah, this is to conclude there.
Right. Very nicely mentioned. I mean, you said that. I think one important point is to utilization of time instead of spending time to say that it is failing. You should find out where you can
Yeah.
use it. And again, your first thing that you suggested, lean, you have to learn about GenAI,
Hmm.
experiment about it, and then advocate, and maybe then network with people
True.
that, okay, this is how it is being helpful for me. So that's the connection. I find it very good explanation on how people should do that. So, Jyoti, we have seen you are engaging with a lot of platform. Earlier, as a tester, you worked in corporate, and I mean, when we met in Pune, you also mentioned about this journey. And now you are very much cognizant about how it is beneficial for tester, how you want to try and tell them about it. So, can you just share any, or maybe let's say 4 references that you found in your life, in your career, very helpful, that people can go and follow, and accordingly they can excel in their career as well.
So I would like to first shout out, I mean, about from references, I think the first thing I would advise is join communities right now.
Yeah.
Uh, we're talking on the TTC community. So there are wonderful communities and testing communities out there. So community is one powerful mechanism where you can get to know a lot. You can interact with a lot of people. You can engage with a lot of people. So I would say number one source of you learning and getting inspired to the next layer is community, because you grow together with a community. So uh, if you're not a part of any community, join them, and they do a lot of initiatives. So join communities would be first my advice. Uh, in my career, definitely I've done a lot of test automation. So I kind of recommend someone who is, passionate about learning test automation. There is Test Automation University. They have courses free of cost, which they can engage in, and they can learn and get inspired from. That's my second thing. The third thing is, I enjoy speaking as well. So in case you would love to be a speaker someday, you should refer something which is testingconferences.org, where you get a list of conferences that are happening in the world today, and you can get inspired by such kind of and apply for those CFPs and probably be a speaker one day if you aspire to be one. And
Mm.
obviously, in terms of articles, there are a lot of articles where you get different perspectives. Like I would say, things that stand out for me are Develop Sense by Michael
Mm.
Bolton, and then we
Mm.
have Satisfies as well. So they give you a different perspective of
Yeah.
how to look at things, and it's good to explore such kind of articles. The fourth thing is books. Now, books are an important source of getting knowledge. I see a lot of books behind you as well, Sachin. So definitely, I would like to be very open here and frank. I'm not a very passionate reader of big books. I love reading small books. So something
Yeah.
like 1 Minute Manager, Who Moved My Cheese. So these are
Right.
some books which I get inspiration from. And one thing for me as a tester, which I, took away, is I started reading testing books or domain specific books really, really late. But these are like golden books or golden nuggets which can help you accelerate your career. So if you want to grow as a tester, I would recommend reading testing books. There is Lessons Learned in Software Testing, A Journey of Test Automation Patterns. So
Mm.
pick up your niche and read such kind of testing books, which will help you take you to the next stage. Yeah.
Very, very insightful. I think the not only the way how you do it, but you shared a lot of references as well. I'll try to keep those things in my video so that people can get idea. And also in description, I'll try to put those links of the blogs you mentioned. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's really insightful, Jocelyn, and I want to keep listening you so that I can get more ideas and information about. But the pattern is to have a very short discussion, but still have a very intelligent discussion like we had. So to conclude this, I request you, if you want to share anything on top of what we discussed, or any message to the community from your side, so that we can have kind of good ending to this episode.
Yeah. So I don't know if most of you know, but I'm a very big Disney fan. So I like to quote, from the Disney. It is all your dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them. So uh, request and advice is just dream it and do it. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's perfect. One thing I noticed while I was discussing, it's not just that the 4 for 4 is from my side, but from your side also it was 4. So you answered very like 4 questions, but accordingly 4 answers to that. So thank you so much for joining this. Thank you so much for being part of. We will keep inviting you and we'll keep learning from you about these things. So thank you, Josely, for your time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Sachin. Namaste.
Thanks.